Hey there, hello and welcome to Rick's Picks. We are about to join a Kaladesh league here, so let's see how we do. Alright, so here we are for our first pick. This is an interesting pack. I mean, really, it's not a great pack by any means. I think some of the cards that we could get here are Filigree Familiar, Oval Chase Dragster, Hundo Week, Kujar, Seed Sculptor. But I guess the Honda Week is just better than the Seed Sculptor overall, so if I'm gonna take a green card, it's gonna be the Honda Week. And I feel like I may just do that. I mean, Filigree Familiar and Overchase Dragster are both fine cards. However, I do like green in this format, like most people. And Honda Week it's a nice card. It fits right into the plus one matters deck, such as the Seed Sculptor. It does too. Hopefully it makes it back, although I'm not really sure. Either way, let's take the Honda Week. Alright, now this is a bit less clear. There's a blue card that I'm not gonna take because I really dislike blue in this format. The blue decks that I've had, they were all they are way underperformed. So here I'm thinking about either Quicksmith Genius or a Weldfest Monitor. Genius is pretty good. I think I'm gonna take that. I mean, none of the green cards are anything that I really want. There's a Foundry Screecher too, which could happen, but I think if I'm gonna take a Net Effect Matters card, uh, it's gonna be this Genius. I think it's overall better than the Screecher. Not sure if it's better than the Monitor though. Monitor is pretty great. Yeah, let's take the Genius and see where that gets us. Alright, Pima Outrider. Definitely taking a Pima Outrider over a second Honda Week here, and over a World Fast Monitor. This is pretty good in the right deck, but I like I said, I'm not really keen on blue, and energy generally means blue, but yeah, I guess it could mean green and red as well. So this could be fine. But yeah, here I'm just gonna take an Outrider. It's a great card, a 4/4 Trampler 4/4 with an extra ability, allowing you to fabricate instead of putting a counter on it. So let's go ahead and take the Outrider. Alright, some nice cards for us here. There's a Glint Sleeve Artisan. There's a Riparian Tiger, Wild Wanderer, Prophetic Prism. I think I'm gonna take a Riparian Tiger. Could take a Wild Wanderer though. I think that the Tiger might just be better. The Artisan also fits with the plus one counter theme that we have going on in our green cards here so far. But since we do have a red card already, I don't see a need to just jump into white here, even though this is a very good card. I don't see any need to do that because we have a Riparian Tiger here and a Wild Wanderer, both fine green cards. So no reason to just go to yet another color. Alright, well, here we got Juventus Goggles is pretty great. Wayward Giant is fine. I guess those are the only options we have here. And I think I'm going to take Juventus Goggles. Goggles are great. It's an artifact, meaning that, I get to loot with this guy. And, this thing is an artificer. This thing is an artificer. So 2 out of 3 creatures we have so far are artificers. And Goggles can really take over combat in some situations. It's one of those cards that has, really impressed me. It's really a lot better than I initially thought it would be. So let's go ahead and and take it. Alright, High Spire Artisan seems fine. I'm not really a fan of the Pummeler. I'm a fan of the artisan, though. I mean, I'm not exactly a fan of this, but it is a nice role player. I think better than both of these red cards here. Futures Fine is a great card, by the way. There's a Torch Gauntlet, there's a Takedown, which is a fine card to have in the sideboard. But yes, I'm gonna take an artisan here. Oh, alright. Malphis Doorbuster. It's a card that has really worked well for me in a deck such as this, in green red. The one not other time so far that I've built a green red deck. This guy was great. If it wasn't for that, I'd take probably the Cobra or maybe the Prism. Prism is great as well, especially if you want to to splash into something. But even if you don't, I mean, the fact that there is a 2 mana artifact that can help fix your mana and draws you a card is important in this format. I mean, artifacts are important, right? So, but yeah, let's take the Doorbuster here. Doorbuster seems pretty fine. Here we haven't got much, but we do have a Ballista Charger, which is a card that I haven't played with. Not sure if I am going to play with it now, but yeah, I think out of these options here is the obvious pick for me. Okay, we have an Engineered Might, and we have what else? Beauty's Match, Parasite Infiltrator. I could get an Infiltrator, maybe. And I mean, if we're going to play a card such as Ballista Charger, I guess Infiltrator is a great card to crew it, right? They're gonna take 1 damage, then they're gonna take another damage when it attacks. Okay, here we haven't got much. We have a Renegade Tactics, which is a fine card and all. I would main deck it if I needed to, but I think I might take an Incendiary Sabotage here. Not sure if I'm gonna play it on my main deck, but I'm certainly going to keep it in mind. I mean, it could be a great card for our deck here, depending on what happens. Alright, here. Let's take a Fire Weaver, sure. Cathartic Reunion is a card that I do not have a formed opinion on in limited. I have had one of these countered, by the way, and it does not feel good. But I was, losing the game either way. So, all right, let's see what pack 2 brings us. Pack 1 was, okay-ish. All right, well, nice one. Cultivator of Blades is pretty great. Also an artificer, also makes artifacts, and it can, end the game pretty quickly. So I'm gonna take it. It's a nice one. I haven't played with it yet, but I've had it played against me. So ooh, Bristling Hydra. Don't mind if I do then. All right. Well, uh, hopefully the spontaneous artist makes it back because this card is great with Cultivator of Blades. Turn 4 this, turn 5 Cultivators. You know, this could end games pretty quickly. But yeah, here there's no two ways about it. I'm going to take a Bristling Hydra. Right. As a Bombat Courier. Bombat Courier is actually quite nice in the right deck. Is this the right deck? I'm not sure. I'm thinking about just going ahead and taking a Seed Sculptor though. Because the way I think it, decks such as the one that I'm building, they are vulnerable to early threats, right? I need to stay alive to be able to play my late game bombs, my mid to late game bombs. And the Seed Sculptor is a fine blocker on turn 2. It's a 2/3. It's great. But yeah, that's about it. Sad to let a courier go here, but oh well. There's also an Appetite for the Unnatural, Iron League Steed, Speedway Fanatic, Self Assembler, all fine cards. But I think I need Seed Sculptors more here at this point. Alright, I'm okay with taking an Attune with either. Now, helps us if we want to splash into something, helps us, uh, fix our mana, and it also gives us energy, which is great. I mean, I do have a Bristling Hydra here. So yeah, let's go ahead and take it. Ooh, speaking of energy, Thriving Rhino, one of the great early creatures that you can get in green. Generates energy, it's a good blocker, can get bigger, and it's fairly cheap. Alright, let's take a Rhino. Here I think our best option is going to be the Pyrohelix. It's a fine card. There's a Fire Weaver too, a Turtle of the Fairgrounds, but I think if the Pyrohelix wasn't here, I would take a takedown for my sideboard. Since the Pyrohelix is there, then that's fine. Let's see what else we get here. Okay, here we got a giant. I mean, I'm not really looking forward to playing a puzzle knot, a green puzzle knot here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a giant. Giant's a pretty fine card. Fine, curve topper. All right, here. Well, I could hate on a propeller pioneer. That's something that could happen. Or I could take a cathartic reunion. But since I'm not looking to play, you know, one copy, let alone two, I think just gonna go ahead and take the pioneer here. All right. Another Fire Weaver. Fire Weaver is a card that has not been impressive to me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take the Renegade Tactics. It's fine sorcery for 1 mana that draws your card and usually allows you to bash. Coupled with stuff like We Are Giants is great because it makes your menace creatures even harder to block. So let's see, we have one artifact, we have two artifacts, right? For the Quicksmith Genius, we have this is an artifact 2, 3, 4 so far, 5. So we have 5 artifacts slash cards that make artifacts. I'm not sure how good the Quicksmith Genius is going to be now. Like, alright, this Spontaneous Artist made it back, which is great. It's not necessarily a great card or anything, but coupled with Cultivator, it's just insane. It can be just insane. Alright, and we got back a Speedway Fanatic. That's fine too. Speedway Fanatic is a nice card if we have vehicles, obviously, but it's also nice because it can block some of the early aggressive creatures, allowing us to try and stay alive. Now we could hate a Thriving Turtle or take a Demolish for the sideboard. I think I'm going to take the Demolish here. Alright, Cowl Prowler is not exactly a card that I'm looking to play, but it's a 6/6. Alright, so let's go to the last pack here to see what awaits us. Right, so this is a fairly weak pack, I think. And there's a Midnight Oil, which is a great card. I think I'm gonna take a second Hand a Week here. Don't really need a second of this guy. I mean, I would take it, but I'd rather have a Hand a Week. Don't really need a second Sabotage, Cathartic Reunion. Skygate is a fine sideboard card. Prophetic Prism, Self-Assembler. Yeah, well, we have some middle of the road cards in here, but none, with truly first pick material. I think maybe the Hand a Week is the one that comes the closest to. Experiment Aviator is fine, but I don't like blues. Alright, we got past one of the excellent green uncommons, and that's Arborback Stomper. But I'm not sure whether I should take the Key to the City instead. Key to the City is just ridiculously good. Yeah, I think I should take the Key instead of the Stomper. Stomper is great though. Gains you life and everything. But I guess the Key to the City is a card that will definitely help us win a long game by making creatures unblockable and by drawing cards, right? Yeah, I think I'm gonna take it. I'm sad because I really did want an Arborback Stomper, but I think the Key to the City should be better here. Alright, another Thriving Rhino. Don't mind if I do. There's a Sky Skiff too, which is nice, but I think I would rather have the Rhino. All right. Whirler Maker, huh? Well, that's an interesting card. I mean, I'm not gonna play a second giant. I'm not really looking to hate any of these cards, the Sky Whale or the Trade Winds. I think I'm gonna take a Whirler Maker. Not sure if I'm gonna play it in my main deck, but certainly deserves considerations. Seems to be a fairly powerful card under the right circumstances. Attune with Aether. It's number 2. Do I want that? I am not sure. Oh, there's Hunt a Week though. Yeah, let's take a third Hunt a Week then. Not even sure if we're gonna play all of them, but alright, the Hazardous Condition. I think this could be a fine sideboard card. We have at least one mana fixer, right? Because like we are looking to have a lot of creatures with counters in this deck. So yeah, let's take this for the sideboard. Alright, Narnam Cobra is fine card. Okay, here I think we could get a stage of Shayla's Claim, but I think the High Spire Artisan is just overall better. Okay, and the Genius made it back, so I think I'm gonna take it. We do have a fair number of artifacts so far. Not sure if I'm going to play the Ballista Charger. And the same goes to the Reckless Fireweaver and the Speedway Fanatic. I'm not sure if I'm going to play any of those cards. I mean, I guess the Fireweaver is the weakest link here. Maybe I should take out the Tactics too. I'm not sure. I guess we shall find out soon enough, but you know. Maybe the Ballista Charger could come in against some decks. Shall see. Alright, here we get a Wild Wanderer, which is a fine card. Alright, hate a Mastodon. And yes, this is a fine card to have in the sideboard. Not looking to start it though. It's a bit too expensive for that, I think. I mean, not the card itself, it's a 1 mana card. But the ability, it's a bit on the expensive side. I found out that I often don't have the time to, just activate the ability and do other stuff that I need. Okay, so it seems like this is our deck. Let's see what we do with it. So here we are. I think this is going to be our deck. The one removal spell we have is the Hand of Week, but we have 3 copies. That should be great. I took out the Whirler Maker because I felt like it would be a bit too expensive to really work properly. I can bring it in against other top-heavy decks that could work well. But I think right now this is what I want. I mean, I got 16 creatures. I got 300 weeks, Attune, Goggles, Key to the City. So yeah, I think we could get somewhere here. And we have at least 2 Bombi rares, right? The Cultivator and the Hydra. So let's sort by color. It's probably a 10-7 deck, if I've ever seen one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Magic Online is gonna ask that I make this like 12-5 deck, 12 forests, 5 mountains, but I think 10-7 is fine. I mean, if I have 10 forests, chances are I will be able to pay for everything here, every double colored card in my deck. This makes me wonder whether I should swap out the Attune with Aether for something else. I don't know, Puzzle Knot. Nah, I don't think so. That could happen in some games against the most aggressive matches. But out of these cards here, there's nothing that I want to bring into the main deck in place of the Attune. So yeah, I see 12-5, but I think 10-7 is fine. Alright, let's save this thing and let's see how we do.